Well, good afternoon. How can we find enough words to thank the people who brought us together today to remember those three virtues we love: courage and wisdom and love. And we heard that coming forth from elected representatives and former elected representatives. And we're grateful and we know how to say thank you. But we also know that U.S. leaders of late who have the international stage, the international forum, have neglected two vital words. We're sorry.
That's right.
We're so very sorry for the wreckage, the bloodshed, the despair caused by our menacing warlike culture, and we don't want to be collaborators anymore. We want our sorrow, we want our tears to nurture every step toward change. You hear in the media that we're a war-weary public. You think we're war-weary. May I remind myself and you what it was like when I was in Gaza and the bombs were falling during Operation Cast Lead once every 11 minutes. The planes that the U.S. supplied, the fuel that came free of charge, bombed Gazan civilians. I don't know anything about militarism. Even I could tell, oh, that was an Apache helicopter flying overhead and dropping a Hellfire missile. And that was a 500-pound bomb dropped by an F-16 plane. In Afghanistan, people who fled their homes, who are living out in remote mountainous places. People in Waziristan who don't have food for their children because of military offensives that we've pushed the Pakistan government to wage. These people know what it's like to be war-weary. And the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, when he gave his Beyond Vietnam speech, he wasn't trying to be cooperative with the public relations people in his messaging. He came right out and said, we must love the Viet Cong. Well, let's update it. I'll say it. We must love Al-Qaeda. We must love the Taliban. And the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King told us how. He said, try to understand the humanity of your adversary. How do we understand the humanity? Try to understand poverty. The people that are ripe to join the Taliban have been afflicted by horrendous poverty. They don't want to send their children to bed hungry at night. They don't want to cower under our bombs. And we don't want to be a menacing military power. How can we change? We must feel the sorrow of our wars. Don't let our hearts be covered with sheets of ice. Say the words, we're sorry, and then remember, Congress shall make no law to abridge the right of people to assemble peaceably for the redress of grievance. We have a grievance. Get inside your elected representatives' offices, assemble peaceably, tell them you cannot be a collaborator. Right. Tell them we don't want menacing military might to represent us around the world. If you want to counter terror, build justice. And we want to be about that building. We want to be guided by the words of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, who said that our neighbors are people beyond our own neighborhood, our tribe, our race. Our neighbors are all over the world, and Thomas Paine said it well. My country is the world. My religion is to do good. And it's good to do that together with you. Thank you.